Good morning, everybody. It's April from Well Life Yoga and Health. Today we're going to be working into the hips. I know it's everyone's favorite. It is mine too. I do it on a daily basis. We're going to be doing some flexion, some extension, and it's going to be a quick little flow. We'll be working with the Sacral Chakra today, and so we're going to get started with a short meditation, and then after that we will get moving and get a little heated, and then we will cool down. All right, so let's get started. Hands can come to the knees or in the lap, however you feel comfortable today. Dialing down the eyes. And I'm sure you can't hear it because of my microphone setting, but all the little birds are chirping right now. So maybe imagining those little birds cheerfully going about their day. The sacral chakra is the second chakra from the root of the spine. And it is represented by the color orange, like the sun. The affirmation today that I would like to offer you is I allow my emotions to guide me to my creative purpose. Everyone has some creative skill, whether or not we've found that yet, who knows? But it does help to really find meaning in life when you're creating, whether it's yoga, cooking, sewing, art, or some other hobby or passion. I allow my emotions to guide me to my creative purpose. Let's take a few big breaths into the belly, out through the nose. 2 more. Last one. And then slowly flutter open the eyes. Welcome back. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We'll come over into our tabletop position first. We'll do just a few cat-cows really quickly. So lower the belly, lift the chin and the gaze. Exhale, press away from the mat. Inhale, lift, heart, tailbone. Exhale, press away. Stretch the scapulas. Inhale, open the heart, the chin, the chest. And exhale, press away. Now tucking your toes, lift your hips into a downward facing dog. And then we're going to slowly walk the feet as wide as the yoga mat all the way to the top. So we're here, toes are spilling off of the yoga mat. Maybe they're a little wider if you have wider hips. And then you lower down into your malasana. You'll notice that you feel a lot in this hip flexor, and especially in this muscle as you press out. That's using your glute med muscle as well as that IT band. So a lot of times that is tight on people. Maybe do a little rock. And if you're up here on your toes, that's totally fine too, but maybe you just need to widen your stance. So a lot of times I find that people come a little more narrow because they don't understand quite yet if you haven't been doing yoga for a while. All right, now planting the palms, go ahead and heel toe that right foot in just a tiny bit as we step back that left foot, coming into a active lizard here. And then make sure that that knee is directly over that ankle. Hands are on the inside of your foot. And we're really lifting that quad away from the kneecap here. Get a little rock, open those hips. Breathe here. Let's take 2 more breaths. We're trying to beat the sun here. All right, go ahead and lower that knee, untuck the toes, and then start to straighten that front leg. Let that leg go back. You can keep the hands on the inside. And then maybe we sit all the way back if your mat allows you. Mine's a little sticky this morning. So we're all the way back on our heel. And our hamstring is lengthened here. Maybe we tuck chin to chest. And then looking forward, come back into that lizard pose. Lift that knee, bring those toes to spill over the mat, and then bring the back foot forward. Lower down into your malasana. Press those knees a little wider. And then plant the palms, step the right foot back. Heel toe that left foot in. Find your active lizard, maybe a little rock. Let's take about 5 breaths here. Let's take 1 more breath. And then lower that back knee, untuck the toes, start to straighten in that front leg as you send the hips all the way back. And then forward fold. Chin comes down to the chest. Breathe here. So not only working on the hips, but also into the lower back. They're all connected. Our body is an entire system. Take 1 more breath. And then look forward. Start to come back forward. Plant the palms. Step it back into a plank pose. Go through your vinyasa flow. Maybe for now, we're lowering to the knees. We're lowering through to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Release the feet. And then tuck the toes, downward dog. Walk it out. Take 1 more breath. And then lift that right leg high, 3-legged dog. Knee comes to the chest, cheetah pose, lift a little higher. Plant the foot on the outside of the hands. Finding that active lizard. Toes are slightly spilling off of the mat. And then bring the hands a little more shoulder width apart, so just right under the shoulders. Foot comes a little more in. And then back leg nice and active, nice and tight here, so we're not too wide. And then we'll bring maybe the right hand under the leg, and then press into that foot, front foot, and then left arm starts to fly out. Engaging the core, engaging the legs. Flying lizard. 1 more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the hands. And then we're going to plant our left palm, switch onto the knife edge of our back foot and press up for a side plank variation. The sun has come out and we are very happy. I allow my emotions to guide me to my creative purpose. And then come back, plant the palms, plank pose, and downward dog. If you'd like to go through an optional vinyasa, you can come forward to plank, down through chaturanga, exhale, inhale, up dog or cobra, exhale, downward dog. Take one breath here, and then lift the left leg high, square hips. So really when I'm saying square hips, that toe is pointing down, your heel is going straight up. So we're not opening and going like this, but we are opening straight uphill towards the sky. So you might not go very high at first, and that's fine. Bend the knee into the chest, push off the toes, lift a little higher. Plant the foot on the outside of the hands, that active lizard, and looking forward. We're going to try that flying lizard. So again, bring that leg as close to the arm as possible, and then start to bring that left hand under, flying it back. Find that footing in the back, tight leg, and then start to fly in your right arm. Looking down, finding your focus, engaging that front leg, that back leg, that core, finding some fire. One more breath. And then plant the right palm. We're going to pivot onto that right foot. Bring that left foot in front of you as a kickstand and lift that arm up. I allow my emotions to guide me to my creative purpose. Let's take one more breath. Plant the palms, step it back, plank pose. Maybe we go through that vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take one more breath here. We'll do one final move before we cool down. So lifting that right leg high, three-legged dog. Remember, square hips, heels going straight up. Now we open the hips, see how my toes turn out, and then bend the knee. We're going to allow the bottom foot to pivot onto the knife edge. As we do, the top foot will come to the ground, keeping that knee bent as you press the foot into the ground. So watch me, maybe rewind it after. So pivot that back foot, lower the top, press up, open the heart, wild thing. Breathe. Maybe press and squeeze the hips a little higher. Really engage that bottom hand, gripping your mat. One more breath. Come back through. Three-legged dog. And then toes come down. Now the other side. Find your stance. Lift that left leg high, square hips. See, heel goes up. Open, stack, bend the knee, let the bottom foot pivot. As our top foot comes down, press up, open the heart, wild thing. I allow my emotions to guide me to my creative purpose. One more breath. Exhale, come back through into your three-legged. Lower the foot and then come down onto your knees. Walk it forward and then swing the legs out to the side. Come all the way forward, lower down. Knees come to the chest, cross one knee over the other. Now reach for the outside of the feet. Breathe here. Feeling that nice stretch in the IT band and the psoas. Taking one more breath. And this one's a good one to do on your own time. Anytime you want a little bit of stretch in that area. And then unwind, cross that right leg over the left, reach for the feet, and then pull them in. So you might not have one knee stacked over the other. It's totally normal. Everybody is at a different level, a different journey in yoga, in life, really. One more breath. And then release. Feet come together, knees part. Getting a little hip flexor love here. Opening the hips. Breathe into the belly. And out through the nose. Notice my belly rise and fall. Don't be ashamed of your belly. It is what it is right now. And if you are not happy with your belly, as many of us are not, it could be diet, you know, it could be diet. A lot of people think it's just about weight loss, or fat loss. Let's rename it fat loss. But really, there's a lot of food sensitivities. There's a lot of hormonal issues and stuff going on. So it could really just be more than how much you eat. It could be what you're eating. Just a little nutrition advice from somebody who has had the experience. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Give that belly love. Maybe a little rub. I love you, belly. All right, now extending one leg to one corner of the mat and the other leg to the other corner. Soften the scapulas into the mat and open the hands slightly out from the hips. Final resting pose. Savasana. And as always, if you would like to extend the Savasana, we'll only be here for a minute, but if you want to, you can pause the video and you can do Savasana for as long as you need. I allow my emotions to guide me to my creative purpose. Maybe a slight tuck to the chin. Really lengthening the neck into the mat. And then we take a deep inhale. Exhale out all the breath. Exhale, 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 exhale every last drop. And then we inhale deep into the belly, the ribs, the chest. Hold at the top. Relax for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it all go. Feel your body melting into that mat. Feel the earth underneath you, holding you to its surface. One more breath. And exhale. Knees slowly come into the chest as we wake up the body. Little squeeze, rock. And then we're going to rock ourselves up to a seated position. Nice and slow. Really massaging that lower back. And then come into your seated position. And we are done. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Just a little bit of heat, some good stretching, and making our hips happy, because I know a lot of us sit a lot all day, but even standing, your hips will begin to hurt. Usually that's in the lower back area. I know I've experienced that from standing. So if you guys have any specific areas of the body you'd like to work on, or if you were really happy with this flow, feel free to put the comment down below. I would love to hear your feedback and to know what you need, what you want, and I will try to work on that. I do already have a plan for next week, but I will definitely try to fit whatever ideas you have in the rotation, and we'll go ahead and close out now with 3 ohms. So we'll bring our hands together. And then we'll ohm after each inhale. So we'll begin. Inhale. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deep inhale. And bowing the head to the chest, heart intelligence to the mind intelligence. Thank you all so very much as we bow to each other. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today and for allowing me to guide you. If you want to know what Shanti means, I just kind of threw that in. It's peace. So peace, peace, peace. And if you have any other questions for me, as always, I am here to answer your questions. And if you really like this video and you know someone who wants to get some happy hips, then go ahead and share it with them as well. All right, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.